All right, good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Happy Tuesday, guys. Let me just fix this light a little bit. Welcome back, guys. Good morning, good morning. Let me just make sure you guys can hear me all loud and clear. So you guys joining in. YouTube guys, welcome back. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Ready for another good week in the markets. It was a UK bank holiday yesterday, guys, so we weren't on yesterday. UK markets were closed. Audio and video good. Awesome. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Welcome back, everyone. For you guys on YouTube and new here, my name is Aaron, also known as Aaron Trades. I've been trading gold futures for the past 7 years. And yeah, we're breaking down gold today. Had a huge move at Asia today. And we'll break down some other markets as well if you guys will stick around for the next hour and a half. And yeah, see what we get this morning. The light's a little bit dull in here, so I apologize if it looks a little bit dull. But yeah, gold with the big mover here in Asia. You guys on Zoom, we called these daily highs on gold yesterday. It took all the way until Asian session to come up and absolutely rip these highs. So this is a huge move in Asia. I haven't got up on Discord yet, so did any of you guys who were trading Asia manage to catch this move? This was a huge move. Anyone managed to catch this? 360 ticks. Ripped too early, yeah. It ripped very early, yeah. Look at that. But yeah, almost 400 ticks in Asia, which is huge. 400 ticks in the Asian session is absolutely massive. Is it your birthday? No, it's not my. No, it's not my birthday. Someone likes to wish me happy birthday in the chat, but no. My birthday isn't until March. Oh, really? Wow, nice, Quinn. I'll have to check that. No, it's not my birthday. How was your swim last week? Yeah, swim was beautiful, man. Swim was very nice. Zurich was beautiful. Went to some nice mountains in Switzerland as well. Also beautiful. And now here in Geneva. He's trolling. Yeah, he's trolling. Happy birthday, Aaron. Thank you. It's not my birthday, but I mean, I'll take the happy birthday. Let's break down Goldie here, guys. Look at this. Look at this daily candle here on gold. This is beautiful. We've already done so much price here today. It's like we've done a full. It's like we've done a full daily candle, but we haven't. We've only done, 8 hours here, and we're absolutely booming. So this is what we were looking at coming into. Actually, yesterday, I was looking to get long here, but New York was very choppy. Let's clean up some of these levels. So what we saw on Friday was an absolutely beautiful move where we came down. Remember, guys, we were speaking about this head and shoulders from last week as well. With this daily closing as bullish as it did, which was on Wednesday, I believe. You guys remember last week I was saying, I am not selling against this. I'm only buying against this. Why? Because it was a beautiful fake out. You closed very bearish below the support. You then tagged the lows and closed beautifully bullish. Very strong. And you also closed back above. Where's my... Have I got some levels in between here? No, you closed beautifully bullish back above this huge support. Couldn't drive on Thursday. And then Friday came down, tagged lows with that news that we saw. And had a huge breakout. So coming into this week, I'm only looking for longs. Where was I looking for longs into? Up into these daily highs. You couldn't quite do it yesterday. You kind of closed a little bit bearish doji yesterday. You then came down, tagged lows, held 3,400, which we already know has been a huge level of intraday resistance. We've been seeing 3,400 being respected for a very long time. And here in Asia, you came down, you've tagged the lows, and you've had a beautiful push. So if any of you guys were trading Asia today, buying this daily flip up into these highs with 126 ticks. That is a very nice Asia move. So with where gold is now, to be honest, I think gold can continue squeezing higher. To me, gold's still bullish. Quick look at this weekly. You know, again, look at this last week. We tagged lows, we closed back above 3,400. Where's the most logical next logical next level after 3,400? Well, to me, it's 3,450. That's the big next weekly resistance. So we can actually change this to, this is now our weekly support. And as long as we hold above this next big resistance level looks to be the most logical place. Now, let me just have a quick look at the news as well. I know, it's very difficult, Sean. Very, very, very difficult now. So what do we have this week? I just want to have a look at high impact news. I don't think there's too much up until Thursday. So yeah, no news today for the US dollar. Nothing tomorrow. However, Thursday, we do have prelim GDP, unemployment claims, and then core PC price index on Friday. So that could be the catalyst for our next big move, but this is a fantastic move here on gold. This is a kind of a bit of a shame to see Asia having all the fun, but this is a great move. You had this huge liquidity bit. Was there news for this? Did I miss any news here? Let me have a look. I'll have a look. Let's see if we missed any. If there's any news in Asia, there's a great move. So now coming into London, you know, with Asia kind of. Oh, really? That happened in Asia? Wow. Wow, really? Okay. So there was some news for this move. Live feed, let's have a look. Yeah, okay. Cool. Well, either way, how long ago was this? Quite a while ago. Just have a look here on Forex Live to see what's around. Yeah, 100% Sean, yeah. Same as the longs last week. Like these longs last week made so much sense. You know, you had a huge trend line coming down. Everyone trying to short these trend lines made so much sense. You came down, tagged the daily lows that we spoke about as well, and then end up having just a beautiful move. And this was that double top there as well. So look at that. Look how beautiful these levels are. Never tagged the highs, came down, tagged the lows. Where's the next level? Straight to the highs. So now coming into the London session, given the fact that Asia has had this big of a move, I want to be buying this. I don't want to be selling this. You know, this is, like I said, this is almost a 400 tick move in Asia. And it's certainly not going to be my job to try and fight that. So if we can look for continuation longs, maybe back up into some previous 4-hour highs, that would be the nicest. We do have some 4-hour lows down here as well. Let me just fire up the currency chart. There's my currency chart. Let me bring that up here. Let me see, 4-hour on the currency. Let's have a look. Yeah, very similar, very similar. So yeah, if we can maybe come down and tag some 4-hour lows, you might not need to. This is very, very bullish. You kind of already tagged in previous hourly lows here. You know, if we start to break out from here, this could be nice. Like I say, this is Asia's kind of, you know, it's a little bit tough because Asia's had the big move we wanted up into the daily high, so liquidity has been grabbed. So, you know, this would just be more of a range trade as opposed to trying to play liquidity. Liquidity's been hit very, very well here in Asia. App to check the news. Use Financial Juice. You can use Forex Live as well, which I believe is renamed as Investing Live. Give me 2 seconds, guys. But yeah, there's a few different websites you can use. The first thing I'll do is check actual scheduled news on Forex Factory and Financial Juice, and then I'll use Investing Live to see live news coming out. Yeah, there's a little intraday trend line. Yep. Oh, CPI as well. Okay, cool. How do you think we sweep high or low first? Well, that depends on my daily direction. So coming into today and coming into yesterday, we're looking for longs. Therefore, you're looking for price to grab lows before going long, because you're looking for continuation of this big move. If you tag the highs first, then you come down and grab the lows, and it kind of makes it a little bit more tough because you've hit liquidity on both sides. Kind of like what we're doing right now. Like we've tagged daily lows, we've tagged daily highs, we're closing, not closing, but we're kind of pulling back in between this resistance and this support. But you don't really, you don't think which is going to get grabbed first. You just let the market show you which is getting grabbed first, and you take the breakout of that trade. So if we come down here and grab the lows first and then break out, cool, then, we look for the longs. If you come up and tag the highs first, then you show signs of a bit of a pullback, you might, play the range for a little bit of a pullback as well. So you don't really have to think about, what levels are going to get grabbed first. Ideally, if you're looking for longs, you want to see us come down and tag the lows first because you're looking for longs. Because if you tag the highs first and then pull back, then that could be the liquidity taken. So to kind of invalidate your directional trade, which is long. Hey brother, good morning man, good morning. Oil, NQ, yep, we can have a look at the markets. We got 15 minutes till London's going to open here, guys. So yeah, ideally for gold, we are looking for longs today. I'm not looking to short this Asia move. If we get signs of a pullback, maybe you can fire up a combine and take it at half risk on a combine. But personally, this is the move that we wanted. Therefore, I'm not all of a sudden going to start shorting. Because if you caught this move up, you wouldn't be shorting here. Yeah, FedMem cookfied by Trump. Yeah, that's crazy. Fed Cook says will not resign, and Trump has no authority to fire her. So it looks like it's a bit of noise. So has she been fired, or what did I miss? There you go. They're just playing with Goldie. So we'll let this hourly close here on gold, guys. Let's have a look at some other markets. We can have a look at NQ. I will just be trading just gold today, but we can absolutely have a look at some other markets. NQ ended up seeing a beautiful bounce last week as well. Look at these levels, absolutely beautiful. Came down, tagged the lows, is where most people try and buy. Sit stop down just below, huge breakout. Look at that, same again, came down, tagged the lows, huge breakout. Come down, tag some lows, huge breakout. So NQ having a very, very nice recovery here. Let's get rid of these levels. Now let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at quick look at the weekly here on NQ. So obviously we had this, we had this huge breakout in June. We pulled back, we held it, we continued squeezing higher. We had a very nice rejection here last week. Very, very nice rejection. Couldn't really close back below this level. It ended up having a huge wick. Trading the Trump as president has been an interesting experience. Yeah, if any of you guys haven't traded with Trump before, it gets pretty crazy. I remember last time I literally would just keep Twitter on just to see what Trump was posting, because you never know what was going to happen. Even on days we have no scheduled news, Trump says one thing and the markets go nuts. So NQ here, yes, they had a bit of a pullback, hasn't quite, tagged Friday's high, but we are tagging Monday's low. So we're wicking down, tagging Monday's low. This could be a nice area to see if we can hold some support here. Previous 4 hours, this we kind of rejected, closed bullish. So you may get some longs here on NQ. You may get some longs. Again, you'd want to see how this hourly closes, because you wouldn't really want to see this hourly close back below this resistance. If it goes back below this resistance, then you might get a little bit more of a squeeze lower. Let me just get my currency chart up here. Let's have a look. Not even, it's a bit all over the place on gold right now. You'd want to see this kind of hold above this resistance and see if you can get a pullback long. If you close below, then you wouldn't really want to get trapped in here. Let's see, kind of got this level here. Whether it happens in London or close to New York, these highs on Friday do look very nice. You'd also probably need a closure back above 23,500. Had a nice little evening star play here, squeezing down. The only things with shorts, you're shorting right into support. So let's see if you can maybe get back above this resistance. And I like longs, maybe up into these Asia high levels as well. I like longs here on NQ. Nice daily rejection yesterday. You know, huge move on Friday. Same as gold. I'd want to be following that. We've got 10 minutes to London Open here as well, guys. I'm new to Topstep. Well, welcome, man. Welcome. So can you help me to find how to place a limit order with a stop loss and take profit? So limit orders are just right here. If you just right click on your chart, you can set limits right here. If I'm set a limit buy. You can set up bracket orders, so when it gets tagged, it automatically sets the hard stops and hard take profits. Or if you want to do it manually, you can as well. If you got a limit buy here, but you want to have a stop down here, then you'd have your sell down there. That'd be your entry. That'd be your stop. But once you actually get tagged in the trade, it's much easier to set the stops. So if I go this practice account, if I'm selling right now, say once you just get tagged in your order, if you want to set the stop, if you just drag it a little bit, then you can see your stop there. So yeah, let's see if NQ can have a little bit of a breakout here. Goldie's trying to get back above 30, but it does look a little bit choppy here. But if we can break out, I do like these gold longs. I like these gold longs into these 4-hour highs. Owlie's close to flipping bullish as well. It's not a bad level of support. We've got 8 minutes till London Open. How do you mark that resistance level? For the one on NQ, this one, I'm just looking at all these wicks here. As you know, all these intraday levels are telling me something. All these wicks, they're wicks for a reason, because we couldn't close below this support. Look how many times, these wicks aren't just wicks. There are times where we tried to break this support, where sellers pushed it down, buyers pushed it right back up, pushed it all the way down, pushed it right back above. Then you can see you've got a nice wick rejection here. So you can see it's getting respected there again. And then again here today. So I'm just trying to go through as many wicks and as little bodies as I can. The only time I like to go through a body is if it's actually breaking out or it ends up being a fake out like this. Hey Coach Hoop. Good morning, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, good bank holiday. Definitely. It was very nice. Thank you. I'm here in Switzerland, so spending it here in Switzerland made it even nicer for sure. It was very, very nice. Yeah, it was good. Thank you. Good to be back on there. I like bank holidays, but I also miss trading London, so it was nice to have a little bit of a break here in Switzerland. What risk do you use for 50k accounts per trade? I mean, what I use and what you will use are completely different. Personally, I will risk about maybe 25 to 30 ticks, so $200 to $300 maybe. I'd have a personal daily loss limit of about 500, but that's a pretty good sweet spot for me here. Owlie trying to break back bullish here on gold, guys. May look for some longs here in a second. You got a little bit of a trend line coming down. I'm trying to see if we can break back higher here. We got 6 minutes till London Open. How's your French? My French is all right, actually. It's funny in Switzerland, when we came into, so I flew into Zurich, and they mainly speak German there. But then coming here to Geneva, now they mainly speak French. Pretty crazy. You just assume that, I don't know, Switzerland had their own language, but no, most people speak German, and then this side of Switzerland, because it borders France, most people speak French. Hi Aaron, can we trust this squeeze up when it is primarily caused by an isolated news event? Well, look at the higher time frame price action. We're bullish anyway. Look how bullish gold is. Look at this beautiful close on Friday. Tagged lows, closed bullish, broke out of 3,400. So then uses the catalyst to push this higher. But technically, this makes a lot of sense. As long as you trade above 3,400, gold to me up into 3,450 makes the most sense here. You know, you came down, tagged the lows, re-broke the highs. So it's not only, I'm not buying just because, you know, there was bullish news for gold. I was buying gold this week regardless. You know, I was looking for longs last week as, yesterday as well. Didn't quite get it yesterday, but then you got it here today. So then uses the catalyst to push what I already had in place. We got London Open in 5 minutes here, guys. Let's see if we can get these longs. First time catching you live due to my insomnia. Welcome, man. I'm in Miami. What time is it in Miami? 12? 1? Miami time. 2:55. Wow, almost 3 a.m. That's a grind, man. Appreciate you tuning in on the late night grind. Currency's looking good here as well, guys. I just want to see this hourly close because, you know, even if this hourly is going to close bullish, you know, we're not just going to rip out of nowhere. We're likely going to hourly. How's the next hourly going to look? Going to have a little bit of a bottom wick, and then it's going to push higher anyway. So rather than trying to chase it for here and then getting caught in the bottom wick, let's wait for this hourly to not only confirm the move, but then give us a better entry on the bottom wick in the next hour with the London Open. Let me just grab some water, guys. Then we'll look to stick around for London Open for the next hour or so here. We'll see if we get these gold buys. I'll be 2 seconds, guys. Currency is flipping more bullish here. Futures is still a little bit bearish. The only thing with gold here is, you know, the 30-minute is very choppy. So I don't think it's going to be a plain sailing move. You might have to give it a little bit of breathing room. So, you know, maybe even reduce risk to give this a little bit of room to actually breathe. Because look at this 30-minute. Since 4:30 London time, I mean, even since this huge move in Asia, we are ranging. You know, we've had a huge move up, and we're kind of creating a little bit of a range. So I do like the long space in the higher time frame, but if I'm going to trade the higher time frame like the hourly, it means I'm going to have to give it a little bit more breathing room. Therefore, I'll probably reduce the risk. But let's see. London Open in 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes. You want some more room? I can move it across. No bottom wick on the 30 on the futures. Let's have a look, man. Let's have a look. Yeah, no bottom wick on the 30. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So next hourly might wick into that. Has to be plugged in. Oh yeah. It's good, man. Yeah. You want me to move it across? Sweet. Let's see you guys. 1 minute. Good morning, Aaron from Washington, D.C. Good morning, man. What time is it there? What time? Washington, D.C. Cool. People tuning in from all over. 3 a.m. as well. Wow. Late night grind. Percent risk on 100. I'll risk maybe 250 to 500 per trade. On a 50, maybe 200 to 300. Depends on the buffer as well. Depends on the buffer of the account. But on these accounts, I'm risking. I'll probably risk about. It depends on this trade. You know, if I do get these longs. See, stops are very big here, guys. Stops are very, very large. I don't want to risk that much. So if I do trade this here on gold, you know, I'm not going to risk 55 ticks here. I'm going to reduce the risk. Excuse me, guys. So you might even you may even trade micros here on gold. Stops below previous hourly low. You're talking 40 ticks. 40 ticks, not too bad. The reason I'd be happy to risk off current hourly lows is because what did this hourly do? Came down, tagged the lows, held support. We can't ignore the fact that we did do the exact same thing to the highs. We did tag the highs, push lower, tag the lows, hold support. There's a little bit of a range here. Let's see if gold NQ is going to shape up here for us. So hourly close here on NQ, still closed bearish here. Personally, I wouldn't be short in NQ. Your resistance, your support, I wouldn't get too caught up in that range. Always remember to zoom out. If gold can see a little bit of a pullback here, I am interested in taking some half risk buys. Where's our chart? I'm gonna change this to. Let's change this to micros. So if we can get, if we can get a little bit of a pullback, I wouldn't mind these longs. Like I say, it's not the cleanest of setups because we are in a bit of a tough range, but I do like this to potentially break out. I think we need to see a little bit of more of a bottom wick here, so I wouldn't chase it from here because there's no real risk to reward from here. You know, if we can maybe wick down, tap in some 15-minute lows, it could be worth a shot. I'll watch it on my current chart. Someone did say oil. Let's have a look at oil. We got time here. Let's have a look. What's oil been up to? That was oil was closed last week. I know we had a huge bounce off like that 61 level. Let's get rid of this. This is the analysis from Friday when we spoke about these longs here. So not Friday, last week. Oil ended up having a very, very nice bounce. So great call on the oil shorts previous week, and then the longs out of this liquidity level as well. Let's get rid of this. I am first time watching you live. I'm from Hong Kong. Welcome, man. Just wanted to say hi. Well, hello to you too, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Good to have you here. So oil here. Let's have a look. There's all our levels. Let's get rid of all this. Do some fresh analysis here. So oil did have a very nice morning star play here. Look at this weekly. Beautiful, beautiful morning star here. Rejected, tagged lows, held support, and retested last week and had a very nice breakout. So really nice longs on oil last week. Now, daily time frame here on oil. I mean, long still makes sense here. You know, you still had a pretty decent breakout. You're kind of holding above all of these levels. So if you can pull back, longs make the most sense. Now, I personally don't day trade oil. I'm not a huge fan of day trading oil, but I know some of you guys do like to trade it. So if you can have a bit of a pullback here, these would be my levels of interest in oil. Back up to 66. You did also just bounce off 65 as well, which is a pretty strong level. I think you should see 66 pretty comfortably though. 60. So we got 65 hit. Changes to 50. Gold having a little bit of pullback here, guys. I'm still watching gold. Don't worry. So yeah, nice bounce here of 65. You can see 65 is big resistance, resistance. So if you can maybe pull back and hold some support down here. Continuing to buy oil, to me, makes the most sense. Let's see if, gold did just tag them 15-minute lows there. Let's see. Just tag them 15-minute lows, trying to break back higher. Let me see, remember guys, if I take this, I'm going to take this at half risk, because I don't really like this range. So if you were taking this 15, what would this look like? Let's see. What would you be looking like? It's a pretty, it's not terrible range, but it's a pretty small range. How big of a pullback do you want to look for? Well, it depends on the lower time frame. You don't, again, that's not something you have to worry about. How big does the pullback have to need? But if you take the break of the highs instead, then you take the break of the high when it flips. These are things that you don't really have to worry about. I think if you think that too much into it, you're probably just overthinking it. Doesn't matter how much gold wicks down. You might use a 50-minute low to be like, oh, okay, cool. Well, you've tagged 50-minute lows. That's probably enough of a break. But when you take the breaks of highs of candles, you get long when it breaks the highs. So it doesn't matter if the wick comes down here or it comes all the way down here. Not that it's going to, but when you take the break of the high, that's not something that you're trying to predict. But that's what you use the lower time frame for. If you're looking for hourly longs, then you're dropping down to the 15-minute or 5-minute to look for reversal signs that follow your higher time frame bias. So like here you might see, okay, cool, potential 5-minute morning star play shaping up here. This could give me a nice setup in confluence with what I'm looking at the higher time frame, which is hourly longs. And that's what we should all be using the lower time frame for. The lower time frame to execute what we've already done in the higher time frame. The 5 minutes not to pick direction. The 5 minutes to execute the work that we've already done here in the higher time frame. So it's kind of wicking above and below here. Nothing too much happening here on gold, guys. A little bit of range. NQ thoughts still short. I mean, there's no top wick on this hourly, and you're also right back at support. It depends where you're short from, but personally, again, I'm no NQ expert, but if this is gold, I mean any market, I wouldn't be selling support. If you really want to get short, it's probably back at this resistance here. But again, that's only because I'm looking back and I have that drawn now. And there's also no top wick here, so this could easily wick back above. Gold have a nice little pullback here. Silver thoughts. Let's have a look at. So we have a look at silver. Let me just see if gold. Let's have a look. So 15-minute evening star here on gold. Maybe if we re-break this high now, that could be enough to potentially flip. Let me try to look at the 30-minute here on the currency. Yeah, 30 minutes pretty choppy. Let's have a look at silver. We've got time. So silver last week again. This looks beautiful. This is kind of what we were saying on gold yesterday. Silver looks great for longs. Look at that. Last week you came down, tagged previous week lows, held 37, also held 38. So longs to me on silver actually look very nice here. Very, very, very nice. Daily time frame. This is kind of doing what gold did in Asia. Silver looks very nice here, guys. I've never really day traded silver, but this looks perfect to what gold was shaping up for, but has already happened. Where you had a beautiful breakout last week. You had that very nice fake out where you broke support, broke right back above, held it and pushed higher. The nice thing about silver is you haven't actually yet tagged previous weekly highs. So to me, silver looks very nice for longs. So if you were looking for something similar, that looks very nice to me. Again, you had this lovely wick here in Asia, same as gold, wick down, held the support. So if you can see silver, you probably just closed bearish. Yeah, you still closed bearish, so no longs just yet. However, if this is a trap to bring in some early sellers and you start to close back above here, again, this is the hourly, so it'll be a trade you want to hold for a decent amount of time. I'd be looking for some very nice breakouts here on silver. This actually looks like one I might watch for more of a swing trade actually. Do you think you could maybe buy this into end of London, hold this throughout the whole entire session of New York? Yeah, nice, Sean. Yeah, good to know, man. It's good to know. Last week was beautiful. Silver's literally doing exactly what gold was shaping up for, except gold already kind of in Asia filled the whole entire range, whereas silver hasn't. So you wouldn't want to buy silver just yet. But if silver can get back above, yeah, this actually looks really nice. I'm actually going to set an alert here on silver on my currency chart for a potential long. You've got a beautiful trend line coming down as well. So if silver gets back above here, great longs. In terms of for intraday for London, I wouldn't buy it just yet. You know, we're pushing down right now. So regardless of what we think can happen, right now we've broken the support, we're still squeezing lower. So you may want to see how you react around here. But for me personally, I think fake out buys in the hourly will just give you a much easier trade. So I personally will wait for that. Goldie here trying to hold an hourly morning star here. If we start to flip bullish from here, this could be nice. Otherwise, if we don't, you may squeeze lower. Very, very range bound here on gold, guys. We got time. NQ wicking the lows as well. If NQ flips bullish, might shape up for longs. You just kind of came down and tagged this nice double bottom here. So if you start to wick back above, remember there's no top wick on the hourly here on NQ. No top wick on the hourly means it can be created at any point. How often do you see NQ close bearish with no top wick? Oh, let's have a look. Kind of a little bit there. But you could say high percentage of these candles all have top and bottom wicks, even if it's just a little one. Well, there's not one here at all. So you don't chase the short, because this can wick all the way back above. Goldie's still squeezing low here as well. I think NQ might shape up nicer, to be honest. Hey Aaron, of course, you're right on the technical point of view, but remind us how much you take into account from fundamental side. Well, the technicals are paint the direction. The fundamentals are what give it the boost. You know, we wouldn't be moving if we didn't have the fundamentals. So the way I use fundamentals, I'm just aware of what's coming up for that day. So for like longs, for gold last week, you know, these longs technically made so much sense, but it's not just going to rip out of nowhere. You need a fundamental catalyst to actually give it the big move. So for me, I'd say I'm like a 80% technical trader, and the fundamentals are just what gives it that extra push to have the move of what I'm already looking at. You know, we already had these longs in place last week. Same as this, longs today in place. And the technicals just give it that boost. So, I mean, first thing I'll do in the morning, before I even start breaking down technicals, I'll see what news do we have for today. What could, you know, cause, especially in London, what could cause potential range-bound markets? What are we, you know, what could the markets maybe be waiting for? That's why last week was a little bit choppy on gold, because we were waiting for that huge news on Friday. And that's what ended up giving it the whole entire push. We spoke about that on the London takeover on fast markets as well. With Hogue as well, you know, we're talking about all these choppy moves because we're waiting for a big catalyst. And that was what gave it. Yeah, coming down for the 4-hour lows here. It could be a liquidity sweep. We won't know until it starts to wick. It's not our job to predict a liquidity grab. But if we start tagging these lows and wicking back above, yeah, I like this. 6B looking short. Let's have a look, man. Let's have a look. Where's my keyboard? Let's have a look. So what did we do last week? Let's have a look here. So last week came down, tagged the lows, held support, wicking all the way back down. This is a strong sell-off. Yeah, look at this. Let me just have a quick look at NQ. NQ still squeezing. Yeah, pound's having a big sell-off here. Look at this. Let's get rid of these levels. These are levels from last week. Tag the highs, nice sell-off. Tag the lows, huge push up. What's interesting is here he did also tag the lows here and push up, but you kind of a little bit of a range here. So, I mean, this is a very decent sell-off. Hit 4-hour highs, hit 3-4-hour equal lows. No real top weight, just kind of pushing down. I mean, yeah, pound's having a huge sell-off. But again, in terms of what could you do on the pound right now, not a lot. If you're already short the pound, fantastic. Not that I can really see a reason to have sold it. But this is just opening and ripping here. This is a huge, huge, huge sell-off. Goldie having a bit of a squeeze too. I think gold's probably going to come down for them 4-hour lows. Very close to the 4-hour lows here. Look at this, big sell-off on gold, guys. Couldn't close above. Decent sell-off here. Could shape up for a nicer move later. But yeah, pound squeezing lower. I still think silver's silver's still squeezing lower. Yeah, silver's still squeezing lower. Out of everything we've looked at so far here this morning, I would say silver by a long shot is looking the nicest for longs. I don't intraday trade silver ever, but for more of a swing trade, this looks really good here. I mean, NQ could shape up. You know, if you start wicking back above, NQ could shape up. I do like longs into that hourly top wick. So there's that hourly open. You could easily see this wick all the way back into there. 15 on gold. Still closed bearish. Copper dump, really. Is it put a lot of pressure for you since you depend only on trading to pay for everything like rent and expenses? Yes, definitely. But there's different ways to take off that pressure. The way that I kind of took off that pressure when I took the leap into full-time trading, I didn't just go from, you know, having a full-time income to purely relying on trading. You need to have, you know, a decent amount. Like for me personally, I had like 6 months worth of savings where I didn't have to make money in trading. Because if you get to a point where you have to make money in trading, that's when you trade from the worst perspective. And that's where you end up trading the P&L. So you kind of want to make that as less stressful as possible. So for me personally, I reduced all my outgoings. As I said, when I took the leap, I traveled to Asia where it was very cheap to live. You know, you could live off like, you know, 2,000 a month very, very well. I didn't have, you know, rent and daily expenses. You know, I had some Airbnb accommodation and stuff like that and some food, but it was very, very cheap. So it was kind of easier to take the leap and grind on trading even more. But yeah, if you have a lot of bills and a lot of outgoings, your situation might be different to mine. But just don't put pressure on yourself to, you know, take the leap into full-time trading and expect to be, you know, covering all the bills. It takes time. You know, have a few funded accounts, have a personal account going, have some savings. So you don't get to the point of like, I have to make money. Because that's what I did when I first took the leap into full-time trading, before I was doing any of these streams, before I did my own channel. And my first, you know, couple of weeks to month trading on my own with no other income was very, very stressful. And it was also very hard. But it's purely because I was putting way too much pressure on myself that I just didn't need to do. And if you try and trade from a perspective of pressure and having to make money, then that's when it becomes harder. You'll make more money in trading when you don't focus on money being the whole entire reason for trading. That's what I say to you guys, you know, focus on taking good trades and calling good market moves than saying, oh, if I take the trade now, I could make $500. Don't think like that. Focus on taking good setups and the money will follow, but don't make the money the whole entire goal. Obviously, you know, we are all here trading for money, of course, but take more pride in calling market direction well. And, you know, focus on the longer term game and don't be so glued on how you perform every single day. Gold's still squeezing low here, guys. Certainly not buying gold here. I'm certainly not shorting it either. I've been to Croatia. I haven't actually. No, I've never been to Croatia. No, I would like to visit though. I've never been to Croatia. Copper dump. Oh wow, yeah, huge sell-off on copper. Wow, look at this. Oh, look at that daily on copper. That was beautiful. Look how nice that daily time frame is. What did we do yesterday? We tagged the highs, held resistance. Top weight now we're breaking lower. There's a very, very nice evening star there on the daily here. Gold having a decent sell-off here as well, guys. Massive, massive sell-off on a huge sell-off on copper. Gold breaking lower. Look, it's kind of almost retracing the whole entire Asia move, which is not really what I want to see, because I don't want to short gold. The reason I don't want to short gold is because this daily to me makes the most sense to continue pushing up. That's why Asia longs are so nice, because you're buying up into daily highs. Well, you've hit daily highs, you've hit daily lows. I don't really want to see this daily kind of get trapped in between, you know, these two highs. Kind of want to see it hold above or below. Ideally above, because we had that amazing breakout on Friday. Look at this hourly. So at least we weren't trapped in this. A lot of people are getting pretty squeezed here, so we didn't re-break the highs. I didn't trigger any longs. We're still squeezing lower, so we've just saved ourselves some money there. So don't think about we've not taken a trade. We haven't made money. We've just saved ourselves a loss. We were looking for longs. Gold's pushing lower. Didn't give us a reason to execute. We've saved our capital. That's what we're here to do. I mean, if you close this bearish, could you short gold? I mean, if you have targets and reasons to sell it, you know, sure. Don't just sell it just because it's pushing down. Sell it because you have levels of where you think price can pull back into before doing something else. If I try and short this just because it's a 30-minute candle, and just because I can't take the pain of seeing price push without me anymore, you know, you'll end up missing just very simple, obvious levels. So for me personally, the reason I'm not too keen on shorting gold is because you're shorting back into all this resistance. And I know this 4 hours looking very bearish right now. It's got 2.5 hours till it can close. This can easily wick all the way back above. So don't just start chasing shorts just because you want to go short. If you have reasons to go short and you have downside targets, amazing, sell it. But if you don't, and it's just pushing down, yeah, here's what it is. You'd let it do its thing. NQ still squeezing lower as well. Where are we here? NQ still squeezing. I still like the longs on NQ. NQ longs still look good. Goldie having a decent sell, I think, guys. How much? Let's have a look at fib on the currency chart. How much have we retraced of this Asia move? We just retraced 50% of this Asia move, which is a decent pullback anyway. Yeah, if you're going to continue breaking high, gold can sometimes come down to 50 to even 60%. It's a nice pullback. If we wick back above from here, then I'll be very interested. Personally, I won't chase these shorts. I don't like downside here on Goldie. So like I say, just because it's pushing down doesn't mean it's your trade. Focus on your plan. Don't focus on trying to chase every single up and down tick move, because that's where people end up taking, 30 plus trades in a day and then wonder why they're not making money. How you feel about Nvidia earnings this week? It's going to be interesting, man. I'm out of my whole entire Nvidia position. Where are we back at? I haven't had a look at it in a few days. Where do we peak? They peaked at what? Almost 185. Back down at 180. I mean, stocks are in a pretty interesting place. How's this high time frame looking on Nvidia? I mean, it's been non-stop pushing up since that April move, with no real pullbacks. So I would like to see Nvidia pull back. But again, what I would like to see and what are going to happen are two very different things. Although I'd like to see it pull back, could we keep just pushing up? I mean, maybe, but I look at this high time frame. We haven't seen this big of a run in, since back in January 24, with no real pullback. So I think a pullback would be healthy and would make sense. But for me personally, yeah, I'm all out of my Nvidia trade. I made some very nice returns on Nvidia, so I was happy with my gains. And it doesn't matter how high you can keep going. You can't take profit and be like, should have held long because I could have made more. No, it's a great run. I've been long in AMD since 98 as well, 98.5-ish. I like AMD into 200. But yeah, Nvidia earnings will be very interesting. That's why NQ is also in a very interesting spot as well on the higher time frame. You know, to me, I was actually looking for this to have a bit of a squeeze lower here. Looking for stocks to have a little bit of a pullback. But with Friday's close, you know, this is looking very strong. Unless this is maybe just a pullback and we do have another leg lower, maybe we'll see. You know, you are kind of back at this sort of head and shoulders level as well. There's a big make or break level for stocks. So yeah, I'll be very interested. We've got the first 30-minute close of the London session coming up here in 5 minutes, guys. Gold's starting to reject nicely on this 30-minute. If we can wick up a little bit more, I do like these longs. 15-minute trying to get back above as well. Like I say, I'm not chasing these shorts. Like I say, if you chase the shorts, you go, you're right back into drawdown. Most people just chase shorts when they see price push down because they can't take the pain anymore. But if it wasn't your plan to go short and price has a bit of a pullback, that's fine. The more you pull back, the more my upside targets haven't been hit, the bigger range I have to play. So we've got 5 minutes here on Goldie. You guys on Zoom, anything else you guys are looking at? Feel free to send it over. Well, should you have any questions? We've got 5 minutes till the 30 is going to close here. Ideally, I want to see this 15 wick back above this for a potential morning star here. Otherwise, that 30 may still close bearish. But look at what we've done so far. Chopped. A little bit of a breakout here. A little bit of a breakout right back down into high time frame support. Let's also keep an eye on silver. Yeah, silver's got a... Silver is probably going to likely be until... I reckon I'd say at least 10 AM. Silver, you've got plenty of time. Currency on Goldie trying to wick back above here. And yeah, it'll be live all weekend, guys. It was just a bank holiday yesterday, so I know some of you guys were wondering where I was. It was a UK bank holiday, but we're live here every day as well. How many more days we got to? This is the final trading week of August as well, which is good. I'm excited to get August out the way. August is typically one of the... I mean, August has still been good this month, but August is typically one of the quietest months. Look at this high time frame of gold. So yeah, I'm interested to see how this month is going to close. Should we long NQ? I mean, I can't tell you what to do. Is NQ following setting up for your rules? Is it doing what you want it to do? For me personally, we're still breaking to the downside. But again, like I say, it's not financial advice. I can't tell you what to do. But if your rules have been met, and that's the thing, you know, that's what I think a lot of people in earlier stages get a little bit confused and lose money for too long because they're always thinking that there's no real question of should you buy something. Are your rules being met or not? Like, it's an elimination process. It's a step-by-step process. Are my rules being met? Yes or no? Well, if the answer is no, then there's your answer. If the answer is yes, cool, take the trade. For me personally, would I buy NQ here? Well, no, because you haven't really broken back above yet. So if you break back above, cool. Then I go, okay, cool, price breaking back above. I can confirm a nice fake out. Now I'll go along. One thing we spoke about a lot on the retreat about how to stop getting so focused on trades that you think something's going to happen is if you trade from a perspective of if then. So you say to yourself, okay, cool, if price closes back above here, then I'll go long. Makes it a little bit more systematic as opposed to, oh, should I go long? Should I go short? Well, what are we doing? Are we trading above or below a level of support? Well, here's nice support, you've broken it, you're holding it at resistance, you're trading below. So there's no reason to go long. If you close above, amazing. You might get your intraday trade. Goldie starting to leave a nice rejection here, guys. Potential bottle wick, and we may get some longs here in this next 15. Trying to take advantage of this 4-hour liquidity grab. Nice 30-minute here. So bottle wick on this next 15. I might see if I can get long here, guys. Let's see. It's nice. Again, this is the reason I said I'm not chasing this on gold. This is the exact reason. You chase it, you're, you know, minus 40 ticks. Because you couldn't bear to just be patient and wait. Patience pays here, guys. Patience pays. One candle can change anything. This wick's all the way back above. Cool, we've gone from looking very bearish. We weren't looking for shorts, so now, oh, cool. Now we have potential 15-minute morning star shaping up. We could be in for a very nice position here. The only thing is the 30 is still closing bearish here. So I would manage pretty well. Because that 30 is still breaking out. So it depends on how this 15 is going to open. But if this 15 opens with an instant bottom wick, I'll probably give it a shot. About 30 ticks. Again, I'll be trading, I'm going to go trade micros here as well. Let's see, a bottom wick on this 15, not a top wick. Because if you top wick first, then the 30-minute could come down and fill in this low. But if you bottom wick first, then you can pull back. And we'll go to the moon. It'd be nice if I can come with it. If we can ride gold to the moon, that'd be fantastic. I mean, higher time frame it does look very interesting on gold for potential, you know, pullbacks into some pretty decent levels. If we think this is the moon, possibly. But gold on the higher time frame has been very, 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 very tough since April. Gold's gone absolutely sideways. I still like gold to have a decent push to, yeah. So instant top wick on this 30. Ticks or points? I prefer doing ticks on gold. I'll do ticks on gold. I find it easier to measure, and I look at the tick value on gold. So if you measure this move down here on gold, from, you know, this 30-minute candle, 104, so 104 ticks. That is this huge move in Asia, 365 ticks. That one contract is $3,860. Very, very, very big move. But when I look at NQ, I prefer to do it in points. But gold, 2 ticks. NQ starting to follow the analysis now. See if we get back above here. May look for like a 5-minute breakout NQ. Goldie top wick and straight into the highs. No real bottom wick on that 15-minute morning star. Kind of holding here. If it doesn't give a bottom wick, you may take the fake out. Look at this owlie now here on gold. Gone from looking so bearish to all of a sudden you're wicking all the way back above. Yeah, absolutely, Sean, yeah. Closure back above 77.8. You have a huge range, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, yeah, you know. Even if you don't chase it from here, but you wait for price to maybe close back above this support, for example. Then you get a nice 30-minute fake out buy. Well, from here to here, yeah, you still got 150 ticks. Like that's a huge range. That's a very, very decent range. And it'll be more confirmed. So there wasn't much of a bottom wick on this 15 to take it. You kind of opened and just squeezed. But if this does close back above, yeah, you got a very, very, very nice range here. Remember, you're looking to target all the way into these Asia highs here on gold. Because you have that, you got that 4-hour. Tagging previous 4-hour lows. You got 4-hour highs all the way back up here. Where you could have a big 4-hour morning star play. Let's see, NQ again could shape up. Again, you know, you first jump on it, maybe price doesn't make much sense. You give it a little bit of time rather than forcing trades, and now all of a sudden, okay, cool. Now price is starting to make more sense on all markets. Gold's starting to break back above, could give us a nice fake out. NQ's now starting to break above, amazing. So when you first jump on it, it doesn't make sense. And you're not really too sure what's going to happen. Just wait. Give it, you know, half an hour, and all of a sudden, markets are looking much nicer. So NQ wicket all the way back above here. NQ, look for a 5 minute or 15. Depends on how strong the 5 minutes. I mean, the 5 minute breaks up nice like this. Yeah, you could 5 minute breakout could be nice. Remember the NQ. Remember the high time frame here at NQ. What's the high time frame? So you got support there. You got resistance there. So if you want to play this range, that's fine. You can play this range. So if you got 5 minute bottom wick on the next 5, yeah, you could try and play the range. It's that nice of a 5 minute breakout that you don't really need to wait for that 15. Gold might do something similar here as well. Gold does have a bit of a bottom wick here. Doesn't have to be huge. Made up some longs. Yeah, I'm gonna take Goldie from here. Again, I'm gonna go 5 micros. So I have to give this a pretty decent amount of breathing room. That was a very nice 5. Nice 5 breakout. NQ breaking out nicely as well. Have you play any role in your strategy? Apologize, blow my nose. I think I've got like hay fever again. Not really. I mean, you know, I look at it, but yeah, I don't really base trades off it, to be honest. I like to see where it's at, but I won't exactly take trades off it. Sometimes it can help, being if it's a, you know, if I'm buying gold and it's high time frames hitting VWAP, it's also hitting a liquidity level, then it might be like an added confluence. But it's not something it's not something I'll base trades off. I kind of like to keep it on here just to kind of see where it's at. So if you were buying NQ, you'd be looking to break this range here. Give me 2 seconds here, guys. An exit for me on this trade would be probably the 30-minute re-breaking its low. I have a hard stop down below here, but I would actually probably cut this if you don't hold anywhere here. Closure back below there, I'd be risking like maybe 15 ticks maybe. At half risk, like 7. But look at that owlie here on gold. So I'm trying to take advantage of this owlie coming to wick all the way back above. That's what we're looking for. We got 20 minutes till this owlie's going to close. If this owlie can hold, you know, above here, this could be a really nice liquidity play. And if it does, then I'll add in my other 5. If it doesn't, then that's why I want to start half risk. Thank you, kind of hitting the highs as well. Let me get Goldie on hit. Let's have a look here, Goldie. Let's have a look. Aaron got long at 34, 143. Very nice. Will I take that trade? Personally, I was waiting for the 30-minute close. I don't trade fair value gaps, so I can't really say. But for me, the 15-minute morning star was the nicest. As soon as this candle grabs lows and holds support, if this had a little bit more of a bottom wick, I would have bought from down here. I just wanted this to give a bit of a wick, and I'd buy it. So I would have been looking to buy from like 165-ish. But if it followed your plan, yeah, good job, man, good job. You had your rules and you executed what you said you would execute. That's amazing. Win or loss. If you followed your plan, that's a win, man. Good job. Yeah, I think a lot of people will be short here on gold, yeah. I think a lot of people will be short in here. We just need to... It's one of them trades on gold, you know, we just have to give it a little bit of breathing room. Because this trade is more so based off this 4 hour, grabbing previous 4 hour lows, hasn't grabbed previous 4 hour highs. Anticipating this hourly is going to hold support. And yeah, I believe a lot of people will probably be, you know, maybe even short this current hourly, risking something like this. Trying to get this big play down. So I would enter in more at the hourly close, because the hourly will confirm the move, and you'll also get that 30-minute fake out, because that's when the trade will really be confirmed. Once this 30-minute, if it does, closes back above here, that'll be that 30-minute fake out. The next 30-minute will likely come down for that bottom wick, enter in 5 more, and then you're trying to see if you can get it like that. So this 30-minute close here is going to be really key. If it closes back above bottom wick on the next 30, we'll get in more. But I would re-enter at another 5. Depends on how this 30-minute closes, to be honest. If we get a strong 30-minute closure here, then maybe even a little bit more, we'll see. If this 30 wicks all the way back down, then, you know, like I say, I'm going to be risking like maybe 15 ticks or so here. Nice little bounce here though, guys. 23, quick 23 tick bounce. Where's the copyright free music gone? Let's see, did NQ end up having the push? Not really. NQ not really having the push. Goldie having a nice nice push here. Gold, remember our entry is at a level where gold could pull back to. You got a nice inverse head and shoulders here. So if you go to break even, you're going to break even at a level where the trade has just made sense. So if you go to break even now, you're putting your stop loss at a support level. Well, price could easily retest this level. The trade will still be valid before you push higher. So I can't manage too aggressively here just yet. Unless we start breaking some highs, then that could be a decent sign that if we break these highs, then we should hold from here. You in? Yeah, man. Good man. Good man. Missed it? Nah, if anyone's not in it, yeah, you haven't missed it. 30 minutes not confirmed yet. 30 minutes is still giving the confirmation. Yeah, nice. Took $350. Yeah, good job, Damon. Well done, man. Easy base hits, absolutely, man. 30 ticks in London sessions, fantastic. If you guys do want to lock it in, good job. You can lock it in if you want to. 31 ticks in the London sessions, a pretty decent move with 0 to no drawdown. If I was in it for 10 here, yeah, I'd probably squeeze a little bit off. To be honest, I'm also happy to let this run. Yeah, that's the thing, you know, excuse me. If you're not in it, well, look at the 30 minute here. This is only just now getting confirmed. This is now giving us that 30 minute fake out. Bottom wick on the next 30 and you'll still get long. This is our confirmation. I just was happy to take a little bit of an anticipation candle today. You know, buying into that 30 close. But, you know, if you want to take the 30 minute trade, if you're just trading the 30 minute, well, this candle's not closed yet. So if you were just back testing the 30 minute right now, you'd be waiting for this candle to close and then you'd take it. So this is only the move just getting confirmed. You guys got plenty of time. Plenty of time. But if you want to take the 30 ticks, you know, take the 30 ticks. Yeah, that's what this trade's mainly based off. Yeah, trade's mainly based off the hourly and 4 hour. Look at this hourly now. So this is why I was buying. I'm taking advantage of this being a liquidity wick. So what I said to you guys, when this is pushing down, don't chase this just because markets are pushing down. We don't have a reason to go short, therefore we're not going to sell this. Anyone who chased this sell down here, just because they couldn't bear to see price pushing without them, not only have you just lost money trying to chase this short, you've also missed out on the trade that we've been talking about since we first jumped on here. So that's why, you know, if I see price pushing, ripping down, but my plan wasn't to go short today, I don't care. I just go, okay, cool, price is pushed down. It wasn't in my plan to go short today. I didn't take a trade, I didn't take a loss, that's a win. But what I don't do is see this pushing down and go, oh, shit, I'm going to start chasing this. I can't bear to not be in a trade anymore. You know, you end up getting short from down here. And then it ends up doing exactly what you said it would. And you just lost money, and that's when the big tilt days happen. So for me personally, I wasn't looking for shorts today for many of different reasons which I gave. You know, daily close, Asia push, 4-hour previous lows, 4-hour targets, higher time frame bullish bias. So when I see this pushing down, I think, great, this could be more of a liquidity grab to get an even bigger trade higher. So very nice 15-minute push there, guys. Nice 15-minute morning star held there. Beautiful 15-minute morning star. Like I said, I would be buying from down here, but the 15-minute just didn't give me a bit of a bottom wick. So I was happy to take it once the 5-minute broke out. So why did I take a 5-minute breakout and not wait for the 15? Is because it didn't really give me a bottom wick, and it was having a pretty decent push. I wouldn't take this 15 personally. If you start buying now, you're buying resistance. You're back at resistance now. You're back at the highs of the 30-minute range. I wouldn't buy from here personally. If you're gonna get a re-entry on gold, it's back at the support if you get there. I don't know if you will, but if you do, that would be the only place. Otherwise, if he pushes from here, yeah, I wouldn't chase it. Heavy short NQ. Oh, interesting. Let's have a look. Heavy short NQ. What did he do here? He came up. He tagged some highs. Nice liquidity grab. Yeah, maybe, man, maybe. Let's see. You're right at support. So, again, you know, if it has your plan, absolutely. Well, for dinner, have a good day, everyone. See you, Aaron. Yeah, nice one, Damon. Appreciate you tuning in, man. See you next time. Yeah, it could easily hold this level here and just range. So. But like I said, you guys, you know, it's not going to be a trade that's going to moon. I mean, I hope it does, but to me personally, I think it needs a little bit of breathing room. I mean, if I start hitting 50 to 60, I'll just take it. Because look at where we're here on the hourly. Again, guys, always look at that. Where's that higher time frame coming into? We're coming back into a resistance where we have been very range bound this morning. So we have been very range bound. We're pretty much back at the resistance. So could be a level to... Yeah, maybe close. I'm going to close 3. Then just leave this and see if we can run. Yeah, 50 ticks for a Tuesday morning ain't bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, that's a good point, Sean. Yeah, coming right up into a decent resistance level on the currency as well. So, to me, it makes sense to lock some in. If you're in for just one, you want to close 4, I think it's a great place to do so. 50 ticks in the London sessions are pretty decent level. Yeah, took the 50 and ran. Yeah, nice work, man. Nice work. Beautiful work. Let me just close. I may as well just close it full. Yeah, I'm closing it full. I'm looking at it in full there, guys. I'm closing full. 50 ticks, no drawdown, is very good. Before you guys all take your profits and run, let me just show you guys this on the currency chart, because this is what I was really watching here. This is the reason that I'm kind of now wanting to manage, because we have been in a bit of a range today, and we've also just tagged the highs. So you came down, tagged the lows, sorry, had a very nice breakout, and now you've just hit the highs. So this trade could easily come all the way back down to this level before pushing higher. So rather than me just holding this trade at break even, I'd rather lock it in. And if I want to get another entry from down here later on, well, amazing, I'll take it. I got a $200 cushion to now work with for the rest of the day. But that's the kind of idea for the range there. Now you can take your profit and run. Yeah, 10%. Yeah, 10% commission. Yeah. If I take PayPal only on wins, though, not losses. You can keep the losses. So yeah, if I was gonna add more on gold, I would be adding more down here. So if you can now get a bit of a pullback and a decent bottom wick on this next 30, because the 30 is going to close in 10 minutes, that's where I'd be. That's where I'd be looking to take it. So that was the trade, I think. There, I took it from there, I believe. Nice entry, yeah, nice entry, yeah. The reason I took the 5 and not waited for the 15 is because you were getting a very decent breakout from these lows. And I'm always keeping in the back of my mind, okay, cool, we're still at 4-hour resistance. We're at previous 4-hour lows. So when I see this 5-minute having a strong push, the 15-minute didn't have to have a bottom wick. You already kind of grabbed the lows here. Once this 15-minute grabbed the lows here and held support, you could have just market executed this from here. If you were quick enough, you could have quickly got it from there. It didn't really need that much of a bottom wick. But I was happy just to wait for a little bit of a, you know, maybe just wait for the 5-minute to close back above. Okay, cool, nice breakout. You've tagged the lows, you've broken above. I'll take it from there. If the next 15 gave a bottom wick, yeah, I was happy to keep open, but I'd rather have the trade and get the push than be too worried about not having the perfect entry. You know, I could have waited for, you know, the next 15 to bottom wick, but I was like, if I take it from here, this is a decent entry regardless of if it pulls back from now. This is a good place to be in long. If it could have pulled back, you know, I went to a little bit of Jordan, that's fine. This to me is still a good average price to have long. Aaron, you're a legend. Thank you, man. Dossie, appreciate tuning in, man. Another Ripper stream. Thanks, legend. Good job, man. Glad you caught it. This is a very, very nice push. We'll recap it at some point as well. Nice. 44 ticks. Cool. Very nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, 2 seconds here, guys. I've got to be a social media for you guys, so you guys got to bear with me for a second. Got to put up the stories to get more people joining in these London streams. Look at this, guys. Lovely gold buy here on the London session, live on the Topstep YouTube channel. Beautiful push. About 50 plus ticks here in the London session. Amazing. Oh, that's my influencer work done for the day. No more. Did NQ end up having a push? Let's see. Oh, look at that. NQ wicking down some lows. This could still flip. Remember, the only thing about NQ is you're stuck in a tough range. That's why I chose gold over NQ. NQ is still stuck here. To me, this still looks nice for longs, but again, you're just in a little bit of a range. Don't think too much. Done for the day. Oh yeah. Nice. Take the profits and run. But yeah, for the rest of the day, guys, you know, if you are still looking for longs on gold, I mean, you know, you still got 4-hour highs. You know, this is the main real target. So if you still want to get long here on gold, you have this hourly close in 6 minutes. So don't chase it just now, because like I said last time, you know, the hourly's not just going to open and just rip. It's going to come down for that bottom wick, and then it's probably going to look something like this. Like this. So therefore, wait for that bottom wick to be created and then get long down here. Don't chase it. Exactly the same as, you know, when we tried to buy this at hourly, but we didn't get a trigger for longs. It has to come down for that bottom wick before going long. So, YouTube, guys, I will wrap up there. We've been on for about an hour and a half here. We've made our money. And yeah, we're pretty much done for the day. 50 ticks in London session is a good trade. Only took it five micros here this morning. My first trading day of the week, so start off light, and now I have a decent cushion for the rest of the day and the rest of the week. So I appreciate you guys taking time to tune in. Remember, guys, we'll be live again here same time again tomorrow. So be sure to stay tuned. Subscribe to Topstep YouTube channel. D will be on right after me as well, and I'll see you guys same time again tomorrow. So have a great day, guys. I'll talk to you all soon. Good night. Peace.